Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing? You guys doing good? So, because I have COVID and I'm home from work, I have a lot of time. I can make the videos I've always wanted to make. And this video is one of those, right? Season 15 is right around the corner. And a certain character is playing a very central role, right? And it's a character that I personally really like, right? They're actually my favorite character in Apex Legends as a whole. That character being SEER, right? And I say that and you're probably like, what? What are you talking about, right? And I understand that. If you've been on my channel longer than like 5 minutes and you've seen some of my videos, you know that I have a love-hate relationship with SEER, right? He's a character that I really like, but at the same time, I despise him, right? So first things first, I love SEER. I love his design. I love his backstory. The way he's portrayed in trailers, just look at him, right? This dude is just, his portrayal in trailers is just really good, right? In game, however, he's not nearly as cool, unfortunately. I don't know why that is. But in the trailers and all that stuff, he really comes across as this, like, I don't know, spooky, like, African, like, voodoo man, right? And it's really cool. Like, I really like it. In game, however, and in his lore, they kind of don't touch that. His initial backstory, that he was like this, like, you know, this dude that everyone hate. He was this, like, outcast. That's, like, super cool, right? We loved that. But by the time he came to Apex in Season 10, by the time he was released, in his own story, he'd already overcome that, right? People loved him, right? He became, like, the champion of the outcasts, which, cool, I guess, but that's not nearly as compelling or interesting as this, like, cursed child who, you know, was born on the day the moon exploded, and he's this, like, this mysterious boogeyman. That's really cool, right? But they kind of forego that in most of the Apex lore, right? And because of the fact that he's kind of overcome that stuff by the time he's in the game, it makes him feel like he doesn't really have a place in the story, right? So a lot of people don't like SEER because he feels like he was just kind of just plopped into the game, right? Here's this dude who's already, like, he's already a developed character. People know who he is. He's like, people love him, you know? And here he is, right? So it's not interesting, right? Another thing about SEER that people don't like, SEER's abilities, this dude was crazy overpowered when he first joined the game, right? And this ability in particular, this cone of, like, drones he throws out, this thing right here, almost all of SEER's problems in terms of, like, gameplay can kind of be traced back to this one ability, man. Dude, this ability, it did 10 damage to you, right? It blinded you when it hit you. It slowed you when it hit you. It scanned you. It showed what your health was at, what your shields were. And on top of that, it interrupted what you were doing, right? There's no other ability in the game that does that shit, right? And it goes through walls. I didn't mention that, right? So not only can this dude see you, scan you, stop you from moving, do damage to you, but if you're trying to heal or res your teammate, as you can see right there, it stops you from doing that, right? It's the only move in the game that interrupts you, right? And the crazy thing is, by the way, his ult is pretty cool. He throws out his little heart container and it spins around and shoots a bunch of drones out. Anyway, back to the previous ability though. There's no other ability in this game that interrupts you, right? And that seems really strong, right? You're like, man, that seems really good. How did they nerf that? So, instead of removing the really OP thing, all they did was remove the damage, right? They decreased the range of this ability. They decreased the range where he could see things, which, you know, that's his thing, right? He should be able to see things. But they left the really strong thing. They left the fact that he could interrupt people, right? So even till this day, I wasn't a big fan of that. However, he's still tearing it up in competitive, right? Pros hate this dude, right? And because pros hate this dude so much, right? not only is he now like a menacing competitive, but now normal players don't like him either, right? Like it's all bad for this guy, right? There's been some leaks, there's been some rumors that SEER will be getting nerfed this season 15. They know that a lot of people are going to be playing him because of competitive, and also he's getting an heirloom. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not looking forward to the nerfs. Because honestly, I feel like the way that they nerfed him, they approached it the wrong way. In my opinion, right? Now it just makes him not fun. He's just good, but not fun, you know? But the reason why I wanted to talk about this, and the reason why all this is relevant, is because not only is SEER the villain in competitive play, right? People hate this dude. But SEER is the villain in the current season story, right? He's like the misunderstood villain. And I think that's really cool, right? Because like I mentioned back in season 10 before he was released, the coolest thing about SEER was the fact that he was this like spooky voodoo man, right? And that he's like a pariah and people like hate him, right? So now he's once again this misunderstood bad guy, right? And I think that's really cool. And it puts him at odds with Catalyst, the new legend, right? So how will that shake out? We gotta wait and see, right? I have no idea. I don't have any spoilers at all. But anyway, guys, that's the video. I feel a certain way about SEER, right? I always have, I always will. I needed to make a video about this. If you guys liked anything I had to say, please leave a comment, leave a like, and while you're down there, hit that subscribe button too. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I have another video to make, so I gotta get to it. Anyway, guys, peace.